Um, so, actually, one half of city population housed in such large-scale housing estates, and it, from our opinion, it made this problem or this question very, very topical, and we couldn't afford the same attitude as we could see everywhere, somewhere that, oh, it's not nice buildings and we could demolish. No, we should thinking about ways for development and for future of such areas. And there are only some of these problems, and of course this is aging housing. And what is important, it's very relates with aging residents as well. And it's not only aging residents, it's not only in this sense means that these residents have special needs as aging population. It means this attitude for future of such housing as well. And so still, now this is active part of the city. And we could see it and argue it very well with situation in housing market, because this housing stock is very active in housing market. But of course, risk is declining is quite well we could see and feel a lot of. And big challenge for city municipality and for planners and as for residents as well is keep this active status for future as well. And this is just one snapshot for better understanding of context. It's quite similar in a lot of countries across the region, that in very short time, here we could see in 10 years, this ownership reform changed situation very, very, very dramatically. We could see that in 10 years, more as 80% of this housing stock privatized. And it means actually that there are nowadays this collection of huge number of very small owner these properties. And another question is what we are talking during these 2 days, what is community or what community is? Is here some community? And if we are talking about community participation in development processes, it's very important for us to define what is it? Is it just means just people who are living in one specific place, or we are looking for residents with similar interests or similar values? And about this specific housing type, we could see that in our understanding, these are in some sense middle class. It's educated people, and what is important to understand, it's not housing for poor, because it's not cheap to live here. And of course, there are a lot of aging people, a lot of pensioners who are living here from developing of these states. So we are working with students on these topics for, I think, 10 years maybe, in different levels. With bachelor program and to research more with these master programs. And it's always, of course, it's very important to feel this interest of residents. And we are developing our academic surveys and interviews as you colleagues shows in your presentations as well. And we are using this quantitative approach, quantitative questionnaires organized by Riga municipality. And it's interesting to see, this is only some example. Interesting to see this phenomena of satisfaction, as we heard yesterday. And it's not very specifically for this place. Several colleagues in other countries could find these similarities with phenomena that actually this is not very high housing and very high quality, but people generally expressed very high level of satisfaction here. It means this leads that this is not very much related to these spatial qualities or physical structure of buildings, but a lot of related to these social questions, one thing. And another is it's just observation or feeling, but as apartments are privately owned, these people identified this apartment with so personal value. And I think that this idea we could catch in results of these questionnaires, where people expressing needs for improvement in this area. And it's quite interesting that mostly people not are interested in improving of buildings, which are not in a good condition, but they are expressing a lot of wishes, a lot of needs for public space, about this space between buildings, about parks and greens, community center, and other this public life. And this is quite typical example. This is one of these large-scale areas in Riga, IMANTA, called IMANTA, and it's designed for 60,000 people. 60,000 people today is a bit more. 60,000 people live in this area, and in Riga we have 13 quite similar these large-scale housing estates, and we could see that it was about 60% very satisfied with living in such area, and 1/3 satisfied as well. It means about 90% of people like to live in these places. So we are going deeper to this green open space, because in a lot of questionnaires, interviews, people defined this place, these areas, as the most important for quality of life here in these places. Here, what is important to see and understand, that there are a lot of interest involved in such areas. And there are permanent residents for these modernist time buildings. There are new residents from new erected buildings. In process of privatization and denationalization. Land belongs to another person's, and city planning authorities in this game or in this complex of interest actually plays quite small and weak role and weak initiatives. And here we could see, this appearance of these different interests in different usage of this green open space, which originally, according to this urban theories, was very important part of such housing estates. And now we could see, of course, this is new erected playground, and this is very nice example. But very often we could see parking places here, and even new erected infill development in former this green spaces. For a long time, for not very long time, for 2 decades, for 20 years, municipalities had very small role and small interest about such places, because land and buildings are private property. And only during 2 years, I think so, 2-3 years, municipalities are starting to think that this is important part of the city, and they are citizens who are living in this very challenging places. And we have some small revitalization programs, some small initiatives initiated by municipalities. But I would like to tell about one quite small initiative, but which is very become very active and very successful. And it's about participatory planning and about this quite interesting approach. And it belongs to this, it called Courtyard Development Project. And I don't know, is it widespread, this big cleanup initiative in other European countries as well? Is it means this NGO initiated activity, which is now supported by all authorities, president, the prime minister, all ministries and municipalities, to organize one day during spring, when all this population, all organizations are going to make such activities for development of such place or to clean some places. And within this initiative, this courtyard development competition was developed, and a lot of participants or a lot of actors and stakeholders, residents, universities, Association of Architects, Association of Landscape Architects, private companies as supporters as well, came together, and all this process actually takes about 6 months. Now the announcement for next spring is under development, and this NGO, Big Cleanup, are announcing this these initiatives from residents. And here we could feel this first appearance of community, because at first people from neighborhood should produce some ideas and to produce this application for competition. And then jury from different stakeholders are looking through these applications and usually choosing 5, 6 this application for further development, and then inviting students from different fields, from different universities, as well as professional architects and professional landscape architects to organize this process of planning, of designing. And there is one, for this initiative, very important topic or point, not only designing and planning, but as well as implementing. And during these 6 months, all this process of negotiations, participatory planning, discussions is going on regularly, some 2 times per month. And in this one day, during spring, residents, together students, and together with other stakeholders are going to implement. Of course, these are quite simple things, but from academic point, it's very, very good as well, because at first students had huge ideas about redevelopment of all these structures and to put a lot of new things. But when they are going deeper into detailed design and they know that in results they should implement it, this approach becomes more practically orientated. And it was a very big surprise that actually such quite simple approach, it's nothing new, but with this real result, with real implementation, it's very, very positively and actively evaluated from different stakeholders. And this activity as process awarded by several awards in architecture and in community development. And this September, our students from this project were invited to Germany by German president to explain this idea. And it means, I think that this approach go not only till this planning and designing, but till some real result. It's very, very important, especially in a situation of new democracies, where this building of community and of public participation, it's very, very inactive. Yeah. Okay, I would like to thank you for your attention. And from our point of view, this approach lead to a lot of positive development in future, because this is, if we are thinking about architecture not as artifacts, but architecture as process, and this process is going a lot to increase importance of residents and community of development in this very, very complex and unclear situation. Thank you for your attention.